Hey everybody, it's Friday, March 13th, 2026. The siding guys have kind of cleaned up most of their mess. They did a great job. I think all the siding is up, so we're waiting on a painter to come out and paint the soffits before they put the shingles on. We've met with the builder a couple times and discussed some things. They're going to make a few modifications on Monday. Working with the painter, like I said, we got to get that done. But Charles from church is a retired electrician. And when we told him we were building a house, he was like, hey, I'll help you wire it. So he's the one helping me wire. And today's project is running the conduit to run power to the house. Now, sorry for the swing. We have a transformer here and there's power going to the barn. But versus paying for 2 meters, which doing the math, each meter is like $30 a month right now. And I'm sure that price will go up as the years go on. But I did the math, and over 10 years, it's like $3,600. So maybe in the grand scheme of things, not really that much. But either way, it is $3,600 at today's rate. So versus having 2 meters, we are going to put 1 meter there and run 400 amp service to the house. And then once the 400 amp service is run, we're going to run another 150 amps back to the barn and remove that meter so that we obviously have power to the barn. Tri-County Electric was already out here. I dug all this up with a backhoe. I didn't film it because, well, I was focused on not hitting the power lines. I did end up calling in, locate, so we know where everything's at. There is a power line here. There's a fiber optic line here, but they didn't really, they were off by about 2 or 3 feet, which I thought was kind of crazy, but we did find it. We didn't damage it. There's a water line here going to the barn. I couldn't remember where that was, so very carefully digging with a backhoe. I did catch it, but I didn't damage it. Emily and Charles ran to go get a part to run the conduit up into that meter box. Because again, got to run power to the barn from the house now. But we've been running 3-inch conduit all the way down here. And we've stopped because I continued to dig there. And what I cannot remember is where in the world that water line is. I know roughly where it's at, but I don't know where it's at. So regardless, I'm going very slow, being very careful. And if I do break the water line, everything to repair it's right there. But this is where we're at. And let's see how this turns out. Skip ahead, it's Sunday, March 15th. Emily ran into Home Depot to get the conduit to go through the wall. So she ran into Home Depot real quick. Just to give you an update, we did get the 1.5 inch. So this is gonna be the pipe or the conduit bringing power back to the barn. Sorry for the swing. We did get this dug, and this went real quick. Yes, I did hit the water line, so that was a bit of a fiasco. I didn't film that because, I don't know, can't film everything. But regardless, we've started to fill this in. The 3-inch pipe or conduit goes all the way from the house all the way back to the transformer, and then again that 1.5 inch pipe or conduit, sorry for the swing, comes back here. This is where I broke the water line, so I'm slowly filling it in and also trying to get it wet so it packs down a little bit, that way it doesn't stretch that line and cause a leak in the future. But this is where I really ran into a roadblock. This is one of the areas, I think, let me zoom out, that the people that cleared the land had dug this pit and just threw everything in here. Roots, logs, tree stumps, whatever. And it probably took me 2 hours to dig from there to about here. So that really slowed us down. Because it slowed us down, we stopped the conduit right there. So we still need to run it from there to here, but the tricky part is there is a ledge here to do brick if we ever wanted to do brick. But we've got to bend the conduit up and then into the wall somehow. So eventually this is our next little thing. But right now, because the driveway is completely dug up, I am trying to get this thing going. But we still need to run the 3/4 inch conduit from the barn that is gonna house the fiber optic line coming from the office down here, run fiber all the way through here. So we're filling in about 2 feet of dirt, then gonna put the fiber optic wire, which is in conduit, about a foot underground. So even though I filled this in, I gotta go through and try to smooth it out so it's about a foot down, and then we'll lay the conduit, and then we can push all this dirt back in and reclaim our driveway. Chris and Mary came down to visit from Indiana, so they just left. Miss you guys already. So we hung out with them a little bit yesterday afternoon, but really I didn't work on this too much, except I went to Lowe's to get supplies and a 12-foot step ladder. That way we can finish the electrical boxes on the inside. So I did a bunch of running yesterday, but here's where we're at. And again, I'm just trying to get the driveway rebuilt. So again, we got to run this 3/4 inch conduit from the house all the way back to the barn. Hey everybody, it's Monday, April 6th. So fast forward a couple weeks. Where we left off, I believe I was talking about just digging this trench to run the power from the transformer to the house, and then also back to the barn. And then we got Emily's fiber optic conduit right there as well. So this is where we left off. We've had a little bit of rain, which is good, not enough to do much to the pond. But there's our 3-inch or 1.5 inch, and then the 3/4 inch conduit for the fiber optic. So all that's going to go right here in the house. Yes, when I was digging this, I hit the water line, so I had to fix that. But also when I hit this was a pocket of like debris that they threw in here when they were clearing the property, I think, because I started hitting all kinds of roots and stumps and all kinds of fun stuff right there. So that probably took me about 2 or 3 hours to dig all that with the backhoe, but this spot right here probably took me about 2 or 3 hours to dig through that. So we got rid of all the stumps, but where we're at, again, it's been a while. All the siding is done. They found an issue with one of the sliding glass doors, so they had to come out and replumb that. The painters have started, but we got rain today, like I said. So the painters have started. They're trying to paint the soffit and the eaves so that the roofing people can come and put the shingles on the roof. So we're going with the white and black, like I think I've said. But what in the world have we been doing the past 3 weeks? And I have not filmed a single bit of it because we have been going nonstop. Is we have been running all the wire for the house. Emily's up there running fiber. So her mom and dad were here. They helped this weekend. Charles has been a huge help. Henry and Pat came over Friday. Pat's actually been here twice. But yeah, we have run, I think, all the home runs, and I think all the receptacles are done except for the outside receptacles. We still got to figure that out on where we want them. But all the home runs to all the different rooms, the independent ones to the dishwasher, independent one to the refrigerator, stuff like that. It's been run. So we've been going wire crazy. Again, I haven't really filmed any of it, but we have been in here nonstop for the past 2-3 weekends just trying to get all this done. I've started running all the wires to the lights. I mean, really, besides doing a walkthrough, there's not much to talk about, which is why I haven't done anything video-wise. And who wants to listen to me talk about how frustrating it is running all these wires? But it's actually been somewhat nice because it's something that requires a little bit more thought. It's not really too physical, except going up and down the ladder 500 times. So that's kind of sore on the back of your legs and your feet, going up and down and standing on a ladder all day. But this little niche is so that we can, when we have our TV mount, we can recess the mount a little bit. So that was a lot of work for an extra 1.5 inches of trying to get the TV as flat to that wall as possible. Obviously in the master bedroom. So again, not much has really changed except there's just wires everywhere. We did make a couple changes. Let me back up. Emily decided to tear out this closet. So this was going to be a closet with bifold doors. She decided, and actually I think it's a great idea, to remove that. And then what I'm going to do is build a custom like set of drawers, like a little tabletop, and then have shelves for our linens. There's what a project in the future will be. So it's going to be for our bedroom. She also added a chandelier in the bathroom to be, I don't know what the word she used, something like bougie, I don't know. But regardless, maybe you guys know what it is. I don't, but that's what she wanted. That's what she's getting. So we're putting a chandelier in there, which will be pretty cool. She also wanted to go a little crazy and put a chandelier in our master closet because we will have a folding table here. Probably have some drawers on it, which I'll build down the road. The guy that's doing all of our cabinets wanted $1,500 to make one, which I didn't think was that bad of a price, but it'll give me a project to do, and hey, it'll save me another $1,000. So anyways, we'll have a washer and dryer there, hence the folding table. And then again, we don't have a lot of clothes because we've been in the RV forever, but you know, we got more than enough room to expand here, people. So pretty cool. But the chandelier over the folding table will be kind of nice. Just wait and see. Those of you that have been to our old house in Fort Lauderdale, let me swing around. We had those ship lights that were in our laundry room. We're gonna put those here in our hallway. So put those in there somehow, some way. The other thing that we had done that we talked about is they did come out and they recessed this area. So that will be recessed up in there so that the chandelier that Emily got from a friend will hang right there. So they did get that done. Trying to run the internet and stuff down the chimney was fun. Obviously fake chimney. The other thing we changed, which I think we talked about a while ago, was Emily's mom and dad's walk-in closet. So we had this wall cut back, and then we added the wall there. So just like in our bathroom closet, there's gonna be just a little smaller, but there's gonna be a place to sit here, and then shelves for their towels and linens, again with no doors. So if that wants to change and they want drawers there or whatever, we can change that, because again, another project for down the road. So other than that, I'm working currently on getting all of this wired. Sorry about the swing, that'll make you sick. But trying to get all the light switches now wired, and then trying to work on all the little recessed or can lights. Got the ceiling fans in all the rooms. Coming over here, going through the great room again, and into the third bedroom. We decided to remove a closet. So in this third bedroom, let me zoom out because it's all just a bunch of sticks when you zoom in. There's a big closet here that'll have bifold doors. Let me try and change the angle, that in the glare of the sun. But again, there's a closet here, and there was going to be a second closet here, which we don't need more closet space. But what I built was a custom desk for Emily in the RV. We ripped out the dinette. We built her a custom desk, got a nice poplar wood, even repurposed her old L-shaped desk top to be the desktop for this. So again, built her a nice custom desk, and in here she wanted to have a place that if she needed to work, or if we have people staying with us that need a place to work or whatever, there'll be a desk here which will fit perfect. So we removed that, and then we'll put shelves up here for books. And she was talking about even making bookshelf doors for this closet, but I don't know if I have that in me. But that's something for down the road. Other than that, also got all the conduit for the outside runs done. I don't know if you can see it, but there's gray conduit that goes up into the attic, and that's so we can run wire down the wall. Obviously we're running wire. and then out the foundation without having to drill a hole through the side of the house. So that was Charles's idea. Is a really good one, I thought. But that's actually going to power and run the aerator for the pond and the fountain. Let's see. Other than that, yeah, lots of progress. But again, not much to really show as far as, hey, I ran more wires. Out here, they had to come out and put all the Simpson strong ties up there. So they left their scaffolding here. I've still got to put the recessed can lights or canless frames up in there for the outdoor lights here. They got to still build the boxes for all the ceiling fans and the vaulted ceilings. They still got to wrap all this stuff, but they should have most of this painted here in the next week or 2 weeks. And as soon as it's done, the soffits are done being painted, then they'll come out and start putting shingles on everything. But again, looking pretty good. The pond is pretty crazy. We are gaining a little water, but it doesn't really look like it. But we have actually gained a couple inches of water. It's kind of interesting with all that grass out there. When the water gets back up high, the fish will definitely enjoy it, I'm sure. But still need rain, but things are looking good out here at Deer Run Farm.